Tonight, Rutgers University men's ice hockey, AAU, South Brunswick class of 2025. First up, number 13, the goaltender, Corbin Divinento. Next up, number 18, a forward, Daniel Goldstein. Next up, number 27, forward, David Basler. Next up, number 30, the goaltender, Aaron Rodriguez. Next up, number 55, defenseman, CJ Fry. And last but not least, number 22, forward and alternate captain, Cameron Egan. We would also like to recognize two of our seniors that were unable to be presented this evening. Number 9, Adrian Scipio, and number 69, Brandon Wozorowski. Congratulations to all of our seniors.
Rutgers hockey here on Breakout Sports Broadcasting. I'm John McCooch, joined alongside Carollo Pascal. I'm Color. I'll get to him in a second as we're here at ProSkate Ice Arena in South Brunswick, New Jersey for the Scarlet Knights, looking for win number 18 on the season. We'll get into why that's a big deal in just a bit as we've got 2 minutes left to warm-ups, but 17-5-1. They host the 10-9 UMBC Retrievers, recorded 10-9 based on who you ask. So we'll find out exactly what kind of team this UMBC team is. But first off, Carollo, how are we today?
It's been a pretty good day so far. I mean, we're kind of in a time crunch here with the snow that's coming down upon us here outside of ProSkate here in South Brunswick. But after the senior night ceremonies, we're getting going here for the warm-ups right now. I've got about 1:39 left to go here in warm-ups.
We're about to get going for this squad for the Silver Division, looking for a chance to win an ECHC full regular season title. They won the division title last weekend, and they could get a chance as they continue their push towards nationals and a national appearance, but they've got to wait on some things from Columbia, see if they find a way to lose a game for the Scarlet Knights. You know, we'll see exactly if we can find out the standings and whatever that leads to be, but let's kind of stick with UMBC a little bit. In terms of recorded data on these Retrievers, a bit interesting. We've got them at 10-9, but another website may have them with a lot less. Another one would have them with a lot more. Maybe they are confused as there's a lot of schools in Maryland and the counties and everything. There's Loyola, Maryland. There's Maryland, Maryland. There's the UMBC Retrievers, who most people didn't know that this college existed. This university existed for a while until they had a very huge basketball moment, but they're here to make themselves in terms of a name for hockey today. But it's interesting. But it's University of Maryland, Baltimore County, Carollo.
Yes, it certainly is. And we were talking before we went live here about how very reminiscent when we've talked about like Penn State Harrisburg and Penn State Altoona and stuff like that.
Yep, and then
so
there's more. There's more
regular Penn State.
We're missing. Did you say Harrisburg?
I did say Harrisburg, I think.
There's PSB. Not to be confused with BSB.
Yeah.
There's PSB. I think it's almost 10 campuses.
It's a lot. That is for sure.
It's a lot. But in terms of this team, again, 10-9, they struggle to score power play goals. They're about even in terms of goals for and goals against. And Rutgers, well, they score a lot.
Yes, they certainly do.
Simple, 144 goals total. So we'll see if these Retrievers of UMBC can find a way to get it done against the number 5 Scarlet Knights. But we'll be right back in just a few moments for the first puck drop as we step aside. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Today's contest is between the UMBC Retrievers and your Rutgers Scarlet Knights! Our home games are always proudly presented by Morgan Stanley. And now, the starting lineup for UMBC. Starting forward, Griffin Hayes. Starting forward, Garrett. The third starting forward, Gavin. Your starting defenseman, George Sherrick. Your second starting defenseman, James Terry. And the man in net, Sean Raymond. And now, for your Rutgers Scarlet Knights, on left defense, a senior from Morristown, New Jersey, CJ DeBron. On right defense, a graduate from Bloomfield, New Jersey, the captain, Michael Henry. At left wing, a senior from Marlboro, New Jersey, Dan Goldstein. At right wing, a senior from Old Bridge, New Jersey, David Baker. At center, a senior from Lincoln Park, New Jersey, alternate captain, Cam Egan. And, most importantly, in net, a senior from Vestia, New Jersey, Corbin Nivaretto. Rutgers is proudly coached by Tony Thomas and assistants Ryan Glidden, Ryan Hill, and Michael Capp, and managed by Michael Pancher. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise and remove your caps as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem.
And we're back here from ProSkate Ice Arena in South Brunswick, New Jersey. John McCoos, Carollo Pascal here for the call for number 5 Rutgers, the Scarlet Knights, taking on UMBC and the Retrievers. And you look at this matchup, Carollo. One team scored 144 goals, the other one only 83 on the year. Games aside, it's still a big difference. But if we know one thing about this program, they are the literal underdogs. Anything can happen in the game of hockey. So the Scarlet Knights, they can't take them lightly, Carollo, as we're a moment away from puck drop here from ProSkate Ice Arena.
No, they certainly cannot, as, like you said, the literal underdogs are these Retrievers as we get ready to go. Goaltenders getting ready. Over on the other side, Sean Raynor getting his mask on as we're ready here for this game.
And he's quite a great singer as well. We'll get into that one later as I did my usual Instagram scouting when I researched these games. Now, as puck drop goes, and it goes the way of Rutgers, this is going to be a very much nightmare for a broadcaster. We have Griffin Hayes, Garrett Hayes, and Gavin Hayes all on the first line. alongside George Sherrickjan, James Terry, and obviously starting in net is Mr. Sean Raynor. So if you hear me say Hayes, just know it's one of 4, 5, and 14. But I will do my best to say the right first names. As DeVries takes it in, and he takes a big blast on senior night. So the senior first line for the Rutgers Scarlet Knights as Vaisberg sends us down the other way, making his return to the lineup alongside Michael Pantry. Daniel Goldstein gets out there, Cameron Egan as well, and C.J. DeVries out there. And obviously starting in net, Corbin Divenuto making his return to the cage for the Rutgers Scarlet Knights as they work it into the corner, trying to get that out in front. And Goldstein sends it, but that one just goes wide out in front of the net. And now taken back by Garrett Hayes, 1 of 3. I got a 33% chance of getting it right when it comes to these Hayes brothers, Grolo.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. And it reminds me a ton of the Pedersen situation going on in the Vancouver Canucks organization right now.
Yep.
They've got 2 different Elias Petterssons on the roster, and then Marcus Pedersen, who actually just signed an extension there with the Canucks. So a whole lot of that going on, just like we have here.
And it's been extended, as you mentioned. So we need to have a chat with whoever the broadcasters are for those Canucks, and you'll see how do they survive? How do they get through it every day? You kind of get used to it. You don't even look at numbers anymore. It's another icing occurs, back-to-back icings from this squad. And again, the thing is, they are the top 3 point scorers as well for UMBC. Garrett Hayes with 10 goals on the year, 5 assists, 15 points. Griffin Hayes with 12 points, and Gavin Hayes with 11 points. And the best part, too, is that they're all Gs. They stuck with the Gs. So the G line here for the Retrievers. You also got George Sherrickjan. So that's the G line, the first line as well. And this one gets sent back down the other way yet again. And caught up to by Tim Downs as they bring back a different line here. Patapovic takes a slam, and again, these Retrievers, they were excited in the locker room. We heard them. They're playing as if they have nothing to lose, but here comes Pankey. Pankey sends one and fires it. Raynor makes the save on that one. Working back behind, this Retriever team playing with quite a fire, similar to how when I watched that Virginia game, Patapovic sends it in, almost a rebound for Pankey. It's just kind of the way that this program plays with all their sports teams.
I think it's just ingrained in the lifeblood of all the sports there.
It is, and it's also a Baltimore thing, from what I think. You don't get a lot of Baltimore sports, but at least at the college level, you get UMBC when you see them, but there's just a different kind of grit and energy. They embrace this role so much. Now working in the back, no, and it gets poked out away by Jace Hartman. As UMBC trying to find some offense, but that one's taken away. And Vaisberg, who again is a huge part of this offense, he hadn't been there against Rowan and Stony Brook. There's a shot, and it gets on the rebound. Almost there on the rebound, and what a save. No, it goes through. Had it on the glove, and it goes right through him. So the Scarlet Knights open up the scoring with 17-29 here in this first period, and Gavin Rieger stuffs in a goal for his 20th goal of the season.
What more can you really ask there for Rieger? Able to find that loose change there on the rebound. The initial shot from Vaisberg was a great save there made by Raynor, but on the rebound couldn't control it, and Rieger does what he does and taps in the rebound for, like you said, goal number 20 on the year for him.
20-20 for Gavin Rieger, the young star for these Scarlet Knights. Freshman of the year last season. Zimmerman takes a back check, but he goes through it right out in front now. Vaisberg working through another chance. No, stuffed away. Zimmerman sitting in the corner. Now working back up top. He's got in away behind him. Zimmerman taking it from the circle. He's had this puck for a long time now. Now trying to get this out in front. As Vaisberg, though, takes it away. Didn't get on the pass initially. Zimmerman on the chance. No, not yet. For Zimmerman, they've been waiting for him to get going these past few games. Jamie Zimmerman, obviously such a great goal scorer, but past couple games hasn't been as involved as you might have been looking for.
Well, I mean, he's got 40 points in
you're not worried
the season so far.
Yeah.
You're not worried about him production-wise. He's obviously been there the whole year. This whole line of Rieger, Vaisberg, and Zimmerman has just been so good as Inouye took that hit there.
Right. You're looking for those goals against Rowan, against Stony Brook. They split that weekend 1-1. Almost tipped in by Rieger for goal number 2, but he just has the lone goal so far. And that one almost covered up by Raynor. But it goes back the other way, and Corbin Divenuto has just kind of been able to sit there. And And look, just stare at everything. He hasn't faced any pressure yet. No shots for UMBC. But that might change as we get an icing.
Like you were saying, shot 6-0 right now here with 15:54 left to go in period number 1. Rutgers already up 1-0 off the stick of Rieger. Couldn't have asked for a better start so far for Rutgers.
It's a perfect start, especially because they are looking for win number 18. That would be their most wins in a season in team history. That one's covered right up. So not only just a chance to give themselves potentially a spot in nationals automatically, but a big-time chance to make some real program history. And if you kind of have that conversation, this might be the best Rutgers team that we've ever seen. But obviously, got to get it done.
Well, it's been the highest or at least the number 3 spot last weekend was the highest they had ever been ranked nationally as a program. And coming down to D3 this season, they've really taken a huge jump in their skill level. They were obviously at D2 here in the Empire last year, but now coming down to D3, as that one goes up and over the bar of DiVenuto, but coming down to D3, like I was saying, they've just been so good at this level, and the talent they have, the depth they have, the high-level skill guys they have, it's just all been there this season.
It's benefited them a ton to be able to move down to that level. Obviously, you see the win total, you see everything, and there's a shot out there, and Raynor gets enough on it to send that the other way. Work back in. Hogan sends one, tries to go 5-hole there on the rebound. Can't get there as the net gets dislodged with 15:01. Right, a lot of teams got shifted around this season. When you talk about who was in D2, who was in D3, a lot moved around, and these Scarlet Knights were a big part of that. And they've been a big benefactor of it.
Yes, they certainly have been, and part of that all just becomes with the ever-changing landscape of college club hockey. Like, we were talking about the Empire earlier as a whole, and they're adding a whole bunch of teams next year, Penn State, Harrisburg, and Maine, just to name a couple that are joining. Yeah, a whole new division, pretty much. As it's going to be a big conference next year.
Yeah, it's going to be huge. It's good for the Empire. They get a bunch of more teams. Hopefully you see more competitive hockey as well. It's been great hockey, obviously, but you always want to get more competitive if you can. Downs will take this one out in the corner. And that's just what you want to see. So we'll see if Rutgers, in terms of next season, has some new opponents to worry about. These teams we've seen them play, but maybe just not at a, in a conference level.
Well, I also think it kind of puts them on the map in terms of, hey, we're this good at this level as Patapovich walks in here, but I think it is kind of a big statement for them to get all the way up to the number 3 spot and had a chance to try and jump to the number 1. With last weekend. They beat Stony Brook, just couldn't find another goal to try and tie with Rowan to try and get the win there. But if they had won out last weekend, they most likely would have jumped to the number 1, at least jumped up to 2.
Current shots 10-0. DiVenuto hasn't faced anything so far, but UMBC with their first real chance of offense working through. That goes off of the pad of DiVenuto. Worked into the corner now. So the first shot of the game comes about 6.5 minutes in for UMBC. It took a while. This Rutgers, we talk about their offense so much, but only allow about 3 goals per game. They've had great goaltending all season long defensively. This is a strong Rutgers team, and you need that. No penalty there, but you need that to win at any level, especially here as you play some of the great teams. Take down a team like Stony Brook. Competed very well against Rowan. Trying to work his back up to the top. There's Acuna with a strike and also a stick lost from Overmeyer. Getting this out to the point, flicks that in with the dump. 2 retrievers there to, retrieve it. But it gets back into the corner. Bodies fly for the retrievers of UMBC. Handed down by Morotek, and Morotek, still no nameplate for him, winds his way in, sends a shot, and Raynor is able to make a save. Scarlet Knights sending one in, almost tipped in on their own stick, almost an own goal, but they avoid some disaster trying to clear this again. UMBC has not had a great time clearing the puck today. Still this first period, but it's almost 8 minutes in. Arredondo looking, sends it to the point. Sent in off of a stick, handed down by Morotek. There's a pass out in front, and Raynor able to make a save for the netminder from Austria.
And going back to that play there from Moreau Tech, it was a great job to drive into the zone with the cutback move to keep possession and get the shot off. And that whole zone possession all started from him, and they've still got the offensive zone faceoff with their best guys out on the ice.
Just great work from the Scarlet Knight team, and again, 13-1 is your shot total. Zimmerman with a strike, and no, that one just gets sent over, probably off a stick. Vaisberg back with Zimmerman. Having those two players on the ice, Zimmerman and Vaisberg, just that size is so crucial. Zimmerman takes this himself, but he loses it. As UMBC trying to find some offense here. Sends one in, and Corbin Divenuto will glove it for the Scarlet Knights to face his second shot of the day. Divenuto, one of these seniors here on senior night for the Scarlet Knights. Abascon, New Jersey native, looking for his 5th win of the year. Aaron Rodriguez stepped up in a big way to get that lead goaltender spot, but Divenuto has been a phenomenal backup netminder, especially in games like these. And tripped down. Great piece of work. Rieger trying to keep everyone on side. They do it. That one kicked away from the Retrievers there, and it gets sent into the bench for the Scarlet Knights. Looking to face off over in that direction here with 11:21, a 1-0 hockey game.
And that was some good work there from George Sherigjan to get the skate in there and kick that puck away as Rieger was flying down the ice.
Now, obviously, you expect people to poke check and all of that, but if you can just get your skate out there, you got to figure out a way to get it done. It's tough to stop this line with all these great players for Rutgers, so you got to get inventive. Just kick the puck sometimes. Icing there on the other end. So you get another face-off over there. And it's just been puck possession for Rutgers. Kind of heading into this game 5 versus an unranked Federation team. Well, they're near the bottom of that Federation as well. So this would be a big upset if UMBC was able to get a win. Obviously, UMBC is still a great team in their own right. It's Raynor goes down on it with 11:07. Raynor, he's a musician, they call him. A big singer. Says he's a singer that just happened to be a hockey player. Not bad. Kid can sing. We'll see if Raynor has a music career after hockey. Right behind the net and shoulder down. Egan, one of the seniors, trying to get this puck, and UMBC trying to slow things down. A big body out in the corner for Egan. There's some sticks on the boards from his Retriever teammates. So he delivered that hit. Now taken by Egan, lost by the Retrievers, flicked up and in! Cameron Egan on senior night picks up his 5th of the year, 2-0. And the senior gets a standing up.
And he just picked that pass off, walked right in all alone with Angres, 2-on-0, just nobody around him. And Angres was waiting for the pass, and Egan said, nah, this one's mine. And just ping-ponged that one into the net off both pipes.
20th point of the year for Cameron Egan, the senior from Lincoln Park, New Jersey. Great start to the night for the seniors. Again, Egan, he's a facilitator, but when he gets a chance in front like that, he's going to find a way to score. Garrett Hayes trying to find this with Tim Downs. Downs holding on to possession. Patapovich trying to chase this one. Just lost by Zimmerman as it floated into the corner. Gianco over to Patapovich. There's a chance. Patapovich makes a nice move to get some space, and the Scarlet Knights trying to work.
And going back to that goal for Egan, that's actually his 20th point of the year. So he hits the 20-point milestone mark here in his senior season.
A lot of milestones for this team and individual performances as well. We've had the 20th goal from Rieger. We've had the 20th point from Egan. So a lot left to accomplish in terms of milestones for this team, but we've seen a couple tonight already, and it's only the first period with 9:35. In this 2-0 hockey game, 15-3 is your shot total for the Scarlet Knights here on Breakout Sports Broadcasting. And again, UMBC They've had 3 shots, but they were very easy saves for Divenuto. Not a lot of pressure put on him as Goldstein works this out from the point and gets bodied, but it goes right back. And now out in front again, Smythe was there. And Downs will just dump this away as he will look for a change. But it's still in the defensive zone of UMBC with Acuna coming back on. And now the Retrievers will take this. We're not sure about anything, but we're wondering what they'll do goaltender-wise. You have 2 seniors. We'll see if they do get Aaron Rodriguez in there at some point. Get him a last chance to play here at ProSkate Ice Arena because, again, the game tomorrow is canceled due to inclement weather. We're expecting a snowstorm. It's probably snowing right now, actually.
It likely is. We'll have to go and check at the end of this first period.
Definitely. We'll give you an update on the snow, but I'm sure you can just look out your window. Arredondo trying to work this in front. Backhanded chance. Raynor's able to make a save, and Morotek couldn't bring that one back in. Kai Inouye will handle this in the neutral zone. And Inouye looking and surveying, but making some moves in his own right. Inouye tries to work this great pass over towards the point. From the circle, taking a body, fights it off. Now 2, sandwich him in there. Morotek pokes us out, trying to keep this on side, can't do it. Was Arredondo. It's a forecast that just keeps changing by the minute, it feels. So the only thing that I can really forecast is, well, whatever I see with my 2 eyeballs when I check it out in a few minutes here. There's 7:42. And I'm sure you're looking out your window, seeing whatever you see. Big hit into the boards. But the Scarlet Knights get it right back. Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat how the snow is. Morotek looking. He's got Pankey to his right, sends a shot. And that one goes too high. Pankey faces a body. Inouye trying to keep this in. And they almost do, and that'll be offside. Morotek tried to play it off. But that will be offside, so 16-3 is your shot total in this 2-0 hockey game. Scarlet Knights have just been dominant so far.
Yeah, they've been on fire here to start this game so far. Like you said, the shot disparity 16-3 right now has just been electric so far from this Rutgers offense. They've really been going to work, keeping pucks in the zone deep early, and just keeping possession here, and their defensemen have been really active at the points as well so far this game.
We have. We'll see if they continue to do that. Zimmerman almost kept this near the slot, but again, UMBC have been unable to get good chances offensively. They haven't been able to clear the puck, and almost tipped in on the rebound from Rieger. Again, he's just looking for a second of the day. Zimmerman trying to hold on to this on the pass from Vaisberg. Zimmerman just at the circle, sends a shot, and that one goes a bit wide. Zimmerman with Pantry and Rieger on both of his ends, and that one just too far. Vaisberg now. UMBC can't keep possession. What a move from Vaisberg, and Vaisberg stays nasty. Zimmerman with it, pass back right to him, and they score! That was filthy. What a play for the Scarlet Knights. And Zimmerman with his 25th of the year, 3-0.
Oh my goodness. What a goal there from the Scarlet Knights. This top line going to work yet again. My goodness, that was a highlight reel goal.
Vaisberg shushing the bench of UMBC. They must be talking. They must be chatting.
And it looks like we're getting a goalie change early here in the first period already.
Caleb Ruck will go in between the pipes. Early net change. Now I have a question. Can you change your goaltender twice?
That is a good question.
Because maybe they're going on a shift basis. Based on what I'm seeing for the Scarlet Knights, I don't know if goaltending is going to solve all your woes in this one.
I'm not entirely sure. We'd have to double check on that. But either way, going back to that goal, filthy.
Yeah.
Filthy. All started from the work from Vaisberg getting back on the back check, able to take that puck away, and just made a nasty move right at center ice, walked through, got the puck forward to Rieger, and then the give and go with Zimmerman. Not really much else you could do.
Just beautiful, and we have a player down for the Scarlet Knights. Looks like A.J. Anger is trying to work his way. He gets back up on his own power as they blow the whistle. Didn't see exactly what happened there, but good that he's able to get up. But still in some discomfort as he works his way to the bench. for the Scarlet Knights.
Maybe got to stick up high into the neck area.
Right. So hopefully he's all good. They'll check him out. And we'll reset here with 5:40. That was you just saw it again. What a move and what a goal. Just set up perfectly on a string to stuff that back in. And the Scarlet Knights with their third on the day so far here in period number 1. So Caleb Ruck back in, and he might face his first piece of pressure from Gianco. Gianco trying to make some nasty moves. In the corner. And the Scarlet Knights lose it. And back with UMBC. The Retrievers in the neutral zone.
And looking at Ruck's numbers, he's 1-1 on the year so far, a 3.0 GAA and an 885 save percentage. So he's got pretty good numbers on the year as here comes UMBC.
DiVenuto with the squeeze and a big body into the boards. They flick him. We might have something. The kids from Baltimore with the kids from Jersey in the corner. Looked like a bit of an extra body after the whistle. That gets broken up a bit quickly. Patapovic was ready to roll. He has a chat. And everyone just has a discussion of, hey, what's it like living in Maryland instead of Jersey? I hope you guys have it good over there. We're all having a great day, right? That was the conversation, I'm sure.
Oh, boy.
I'm sure that was a conversation. Patapovic also is being directed over towards the box, I believe. They switch. My question's been answered, Carollo.
Seems like Raynor's back in his net.
What's happening?
I wonder if there was an equipment issue.
Maybe, yeah.
And they had to put, go and put Ruck in. But referees are going to discuss things here about this penalty, or a couple penalties, I'm going to assume. So Patapovic was ushered towards the penalty box. He's in there now. We'll have to see what's going to happen if UMBC are going to get any calls as well. So the whistle had blown on this play. The puck had gone up to the point. If we can try and take a look at it, trying to go back through our own stream really quickly.
In our own eyes, yeah.
So the puck got fired on, the whistle blew, and then right afterwards, one of the UMBC players tried to go after it and poke it through DiVenuto, thinking the puck was still loose behind him. And obviously Patapovic taking exception to that and drilling that UMBC player into the boards.
That'll do it. I see 5 on the clock. Patapovic still on the bench, so it doesn't look like he's been ejected.
So I wonder if this is just going to be a 5-minute for a hitting from behind, potentially?
Potentially, yeah. Patapovic is in the box still.
I think that might have been the 25 of Tyler Chin. Who got hit into the boards there by Patapovic. I'm going to have to try and take another look at it here.
We'll take a look. So Tyler Chin, well, he takes it on the chin as they work this into the point. Lost it. Now back there. UMBC looking for a chance on the power play. No shot yet from them. Back with it now. Chin sends one in. And the Scarlet Knights are able to get it back. Bounced off the board. So this penalty will bleed in for about a few seconds into period number 2, it looks like. So that'll be interesting. Now a chance. Tried to find that into the slot. Couldn't do it. Sends us back towards the point. Over near the senior night jerseys from the circle. Almost tipped back in. But no work there yet from DiVenuto. At least DiVenuto, at least when I'm here, is known for his highlight save potential. He's made a lot of great saves that you've seen on Breakout Sports Broadcasting. It's sad that it might be the final night we get Corbin DiVenuto between the pipes, but see if he's got a couple more magical saves for us as that one goes wide of him. Arredondo trying to work this back, but UMBC right there for it with Gavin Hayes. It goes towards George Sherrickjan. We'll just dump this into the zone. Acuna is able to retrieve UMBC. And applying pressure, Smythe trying to clear this out, and now here come the Scarlet Knights. Almost a chance there from Arredondo on a breakaway potentially, but he'll just take this dump. And based on how Rutgers has been playing, I would not discount the idea of a potential shorthanded goal for the Scarlet Knights. We've seen them do it a few times this season already. And we saw one from Christian Hopler last weekend.
Yeah, they're definitely a very talented penalty-killing team. Have been great all season, all of last year as well, in our first year broadcasting them. And they're definitely dangerous on the shorthand, especially with guys like Zimmerman, Hoppler, like you said, on the PK. Very dangerous.
Now working, and that will go offside. So, in terms of who's out tonight, Ray Maserati on his senior night. I haven't seen Hoppler yet, so I'm going to make assumptions there, I guess. I haven't seen him. I don't see him on the bench at all, because he's a player that definitely would have played by now. So a couple out Scarlet Knights. There's been an illness brewing in South Brunswick, I guess. A lot of players have been sick. Not injuries, just people get sick.
It's that time of year when the flu goes around, all the stomach bugs and stuff go around. It's just that time of the season, and all the teams are dealing with that. Not just this Rutgers squad. The D1 team as well dealt with a lot of injuries and some illness and stuff like that too over the course of their season. So everybody's dealing with it right now.
The hockey flu. Not sure. Now back at the point. Now at the top four, the Retrievers trying to tip that back in, but nothing for Corbin Divenuto to do there. And the Retrievers will have to work with this into the neutral zone. They go all the way back into their own defensive zone here. James Terry makes that pass, and that one just gloved right down by Divenuto. Overmeyer, which is back over towards the point. There's the strike, and that one's just a bit outside from James Terry. At the point again. Working into the circle. There's a shot. That one's wide again. 17-7 is your shot total in favor of Rutgers. In terms of all these colleges, it's also exciting for a fan like myself because softball is back. Baseball is about to be back for all these teams as well.
Still got a bunch of college basketball going on right now.
Yep, plenty. So, but I'm excited about softball season return. That's something I like to follow every year, baseball season as well. But obviously for Rutgers, they got to get through this first, and Divenuto's able to get that puck in his chest and make the save.
8th shot of the game for the Retrievers.
Yeah.
Starting to climb up in the shot totals a little bit more.
Right.
Especially with this 5-minute major.
You know what? You know why I like softball, actually? Because, I'm a Seton Hall guy, you're a Rider guy. When Rider played Seton Hall in this sport, I don't even want to talk about it. Okay?
Open the year here at BSB. If you missed it, go check it out.
Yeah, definitely check it out. It was a very interesting game. It was not good for my Pirates. But when you look at softball, are you aware of the famed 10-0 comeback from Seton Hall softball?
I am not.
It was a game that there was no broadcast for this game. It was the one game we couldn't do. It was at home. It was a rainy day. Nobody's around. And it was the one day that Seton Hall decided to make a 10-0 comeback against Rider. They were down 10-0 in the 5th inning. And they came all the way back. Gianco working with numbers. That one goes high and wide away.
Would you happen to remember what year that was?
This was a couple years ago. It's my senior year.
I'm wondering if I may have covered it, and I just don't remember.
I don't know if you might have been there. I don't know. I feel like you would remember that.
It was at Seton Hall, you said, correct?
Correct.
I wouldn't have been at the away game, but I may have covered it via live stats.
Right. And you would have, and unfortunately, you wouldn't have been able to watch the Pirate Sports Network that day. 6 seconds left here in this first period. The Rutgers Scarlet Knights hold this 3-0 lead in period number 1. As the first period expires, Rutgers up 3-0 here to start things off. And what a start it has been for the Scarlet Knights on senior night. Just great performance, puck possession, defense, everything, Karolov.
They've been great so far. An electric start here to period number 1. Some fantastic chances alongside the 3 goals. Couldn't really ask for much more for Rutgers to start this first period here on senior night.
Can't ask for much more. We'll check out the snow. We'll be right back here on Breakout Sports Broadcasting. Don't go anywhere. 3-0 Scarlet Knights. And we're back here on Breakout Sports Broadcasting. I'm John McCooch here alongside Carollo Pascal here for this one 3-0 hockey game here from ProSkate Ice Arena in South Brunswick, New Jersey, as we're waiting for the puck to be dropped. Did I say South Brunswick or South Orange? I think I might have said South Orange, Carollo.
Did you say South Orange?
There's a chance I might have.
Well, we're in South Brunswick.
Yeah, I know we're in South Brunswick. We were talking about Seton Hall softball.
This is true. Also, I think we're waiting for the actual intermission to finish, since the refs came out with about 5.5 minutes left.
We got a little antsy. We got a little scared.
Well, I think that's kind of part of the job.
Just a bit. It's what they got to do. In terms of a job for the Scarlet Knights, they've got to find a way. Put in some more goals as they are looking to get this going here.
As we're actually going to make a quick transition here.
We're all good.
Because they came out so early for this second period, I actually had to hop on camera for a brief hot minute.
It was about to be an interesting situation we would have had to be in. If they started, it would have been about 5. It almost started period 5 minutes early.
And now it seems like we're waiting for something here. Not sure what it is.
So you're back on the engineering. We have our full crew. We're all good to go.
I think what it is we're actually waiting on is for the time to be fixed on the penalty to Patapovich.
Yes, I was just going to mention that because it says there's 2 minutes on the penalty. There's about 7 or so seconds left on it after the period ended. It was a 5-minute penalty after a push in the back. So it seems they're just going to kind of go it themselves. UMBC takes it back their own way. Again, there wasn't much time left on it. Still no Patapovich. Now he comes out after 7. So the penalty's expired, and they'll just kind of let it run on the clock, but ignore that.
It must have been about 8 seconds or so left on that penalty.
Yeah, just about. I think that he started going off at 53. Angris works this back in. At the point, Angris went down earlier in the period. Good to see him back on the ice for the Scarlet Knights. Out in front, not there just yet. Worked back over by UMBC. And again, the Retrievers looking for their first big chance of the whole game, really. They've got 8 shots, but again, really just on dump shots and ones that didn't really give Divenuto much trouble. So we're almost through the first minute of action here in the second period. Taken back over Tyler Chin. Tyler Chin loses it behind him. Scarlet Knights can't keep this on their stick with Ryan Overmeyer. Bounced off the boards just out in front of Cameron Egan. And Egan with a goal on the day. Goal scorers so far, Gavin Rieger, Cameron Egan, and Jamie Zimmerman. And that Zimmerman goal was the stuff of legends. Just a beautiful play. And puck movement was just phenomenal. If you want to go back and watch it, it's earlier in the first period.
It was a spectacular goal. Great work by Vaisberg to get the puck back on the back check, and Zimmerman, or Rieger to Zimmerman, back to Rieger, who finished that one off. I mean, what else can you really say about that goal? Just highlight reel from that Rutgers top line.
It was just awesome. And if you want to update, Carollo did not cover the 11-10 Ryder Seton Hall softball game.
No, unfortunately not. Unfortunately not. It actually fell on a Wednesday, which we didn't cover on Wednesdays at the good old Ryder News.
Vaisberg near the point, back in front of the slot, backhanded chance at a save from Rayner. Zimmerman will lose this one as they try to clear, but it's back with Vaisberg now. Dumps it over towards Rieger. Rieger with a strike, and it's saved. Now Zimmerman back with it. Can he get another just wide? Zimmerman working behind the net. Worked back up, and almost a great opportunity.
Zimmerman just tried to pull the Troy Terry flip over the net for Rieger there.
Wow. It almost worked. I thought something looked funky about that play. Over the net. Would have been interesting. Divenuto has to make 2 saves on that one. And Corbin Divenuto stands strong. UMBC trying to split defense here, but Vaisberg with a great poke check. And just floats over towards the other side. So that's actually interesting that you mentioned that it was a game you couldn't cover, because it was a game that Seton Hall couldn't cover because it didn't have enough crew on the broadcast, as this one's dumped in. And also Ryder couldn't cover the game because it was a Wednesday. So that was the game that could not be covered by anybody. But it was a great comeback in program history.
That's what happens sometimes. Sometimes it's like that. Sometimes those things happen.
The only record of it is a phone recording of the walk-off. That's all it is.
There's still some sort of record of it, that's for sure.
It's something. If you scroll down far enough on the Seton Hall softball Instagram, you got to go past their Big East championship from that year. But, always like to bring that one back up. Saw the call for that one over in Connecticut a couple years ago. Pirates look to get another one. In terms of playoffs, though, in terms of conference championships and whatnot, there is a lot to go over. It's a great move between the legs, but it's taken back from Pankey. Pankey working in. A great move. Rayner has to get in front of it, and he finishes the job. Great initial save from Rayner. But Dominic Pankey with his 12th of the year. The Scarlet Knights go up 4-0.
Beautiful, beautiful move from Pankey. And he didn't finish it on the first one. Might have been even more highlight reel, but he was able to tap it home on the second chance. Excellent job there by him to steal that puck away and made two retrievers fall right over themselves.
Rayner did as much as he really could have done a lot in that moment, but Pankey just stayed persistent, stayed in, and poked it in. And now Rutgers gets their first goal of period number 2 here from South Brunswick, New Jersey on their senior night. It's only one of these goals coming from a senior.
Well, we've still got a lot of time left.
Sure, that's what I'm predicting now. It's coming soon. Morotek worked back with Pankey.
We've had a lot of predictions lately come true. We've talked about this at length over the past couple days.
Just a bit. We had 2 in the Rowan game. We had 1 the other night. I said, Roland, there hasn't been a lot of penalties yet, and 2 minutes later there was a penalty. It was actually funny because you called me we were going over broadcast for the weekend. As this one, take it back. I'll get back to that in a second. Pankey crossing it at the point. He's got Morotek with him. Pankey says another one. A strike from Pankey. My goodness. Dominic Pankey, you are disgusting. Another goal for him.
Back-to-back goals for Pankey, and that makes it 5-0 Rutgers. Shot number 21 of the evening, and it is 5-0 in favor of the Scarlet Knights.
Goals number 12 and 13 on the season for Pankey. Wow. That was awesome.
That was a wicked shot. Ridiculous release there. Put that top shelf over the blocker side of Ray Norris. We've still got the music going on the other side right now. Now it finally comes all the way down on the volume from the scores table.
Yeah. Stick flies out. That was one of the greatest songs of all time, too. Little DMX, R.I.P. Great. Always great to hear music during the game because it's exactly what you're supposed to do, obviously. I think they should let that happen. Let's keep playing the music. They do it during NBA games. When the offense is working, they have the music play. I'll just have these guys roll out to whatever they want to go out to. I've always said hockey is some of the best music soundtracks in a game that we usually have.
Oh, yes.
It's awesome because no other sport really has that punk rock a lot of the time that you get in hockey, especially at Devils games. You get a lot of the New Jersey bands that we've seen over the years. You just get a good mix. 14-11 left in period number 2. 5-0 is your score after 2 big goals from Dominic Pankey. Both beautiful. Already on hat trick watch, and Arredondo trying to work in. What a move, what a great slide. That was Gianco. Gianco working in. And a great way to break it up by UMBC. Again, UMBC trying to give Corbin Divenuto his real first pressure action here. High slot, and Divenuto is able to squeeze and get that out of there. As Angris will work that back up to Gianco.
That was a big-time rip there by Jace Hartman, the freshman, coming across from the USPHL Premier as that one just knocked just wide as the net comes off. Like I was saying, Hartman coming from the Northern Cyclones of the USPHL Premier, joining this UMBC squad.
Did you get the chance to call him while he was at in Premier?
No, Mercer. This is the first year of the Mercer Chiefs Premier team. So
right.
And if you didn't know, for those watching, myself, I call for the Mercer Chiefs NCDC and the Premier team, their junior teams here out of Hamilton, New Jersey, and over at Iceland. You filled in a couple times for me over there.
A couple times. It's a lot of fun for those great people to work with as well over there. Always enjoy the chance to fill in for some Chiefs puck, and DiVenuto dives down and makes a save. Stops it for the Scarlet Knights. But yeah, Mercer Chiefs on those broadcasts, always a good time. You guys do a great job over there. Always love hearing the highlights. They're a fun team. A couple fun teams, too. UMBC working in. First real pressure for DiVenuto. It's out in front. What a way to get rid of it by the Scarlet Knights. DiVenuto slides over, and they score, though. UMBC gets on the board for the first time in this one. 5-1 for the Retrievers. George Sherrickjan puts it in for UMBC. DiVenuto slid over, almost made a patented DiVenuto save, but just too much pressure. And UMBC, a dormant offense, found a way to get in.
Yeah, they found a way to finally get one past DiVenuto. Just a bit of a mad scramble in front of the crease there, and DiVenuto tried to slide over and just didn't get enough of it as it went underneath him, and finally UMBC are finally able to get one on the board.
Even the past couple possessions before that, it was clear that there was some semblance of offense that we hadn't seen in the first period for the Retrievers. And if, again, you remember anything about this program, obviously you look at basketball, a 16-1 upset, the first ever in NCAA tournament history. Worked in Zimmerman, set up, and it's off of a skate. Zimmerman trying to keep his back in, but UMBC takes it. The funniest part about that upset was, at the time, it was the most shocking thing. It was like what you felt like you were watching history on television. It was this great moment. As DiVenuto goes down, it goes past him. Oh my goodness! It was in DiVenuto's just midsection, and it went right past him. So another goal for UMBC.
That was a funky, funky bounce.
Yeah,
there off the blocker and paddle of DiVenuto as he was coming to his left side, sliding there. It just bounced right off of him and somehow ended up in the net. And now it's 5-2.
And we've got a game. I believe it was number 8, Ryan Overmeyer, with the goal. But, wow, that was just funky. And DiVenuto takes this one down. But, wow, what a moment for UMBC. I mean, they've gotten the shot total a lot closer at 22-16. They get a bit of luck there. Don't count out the Retrievers. It's a lesson I've learned over the past 5 years about this program and anything. And obviously, they're, when you look at it, not an NCAA program, so it is separate in its own way. But very interesting situation we have here.
I mean, we talked about it in the first period. It kind of runs in the lifeblood of UMBC being the underdogs. And that was Overmeyer's goal. And the first one going to Julius Rubin.
Rubin, the first goal.
Yes, the first goal was to Julius Rubin. The second one to Overmeyer, assisted by Michael Wiley.
What a way to get an assist. Just a regular routine pass. Almost tipped back into the net. UMBC is really working well offensively now in these mid-goings of the second period. Scarlet Knights might have kind of taken their foot off the gas a little bit after those 2 Pankey goals.
They seem to have really turned a corner here, like you were saying, John. Just seem to have something has either woken up in them, or Rutgers, like you said, maybe taking the foot a little bit off the gas here, just a little bit too much. Relaxing just a little bit too much after going up 5-0.
Big body here. He comes back in again, and the Scarlet Knights looking to establish themselves yet again. They were dominant for so long. Still a 3-goal deficit for UMBC. Work back in, almost on the back end. Now a chance out in front. Can't go over. It goes on the netting for Morotek on his chance there. And now UMBC will slow things down. UMBC saying, I understand it now when it comes to this Rutgers defense. Obviously, they get a bit of luck, but they have been working quite well right in front of DiVenuto. Now a chance right out in front, and it's just too high. Sliding shot. So DiVenuto, nothing he has to do there in terms of touching the puck.
That shot was from Keanu Yee right in the slot there. That was a dangerous chance there for the Retrievers.
Goldstein trying to handle things here. Here comes Goldstein, the senior working through. Still with him, trying to find it. Gets into the corner, and Gianco will work it back. And this one just gets dumped behind Sean Raynor. So we still have Sean Raynor out. We had Caleb Ruck for about the better part of a minute. Maybe an equipment issue. And that shot goes wide. But now Divinudo, a tough clear. They couldn't clear the puck properly, and that was a big body. Daly delivered it. George Sherrickshad came back in, but nothing else. So 5-2, 23-21 shot advantage for Rutgers.
And this UMBC offense is really waking up here, and the Rutgers defense has to try and snap out of this funk they're in right now. This offensive attack from UMBC has been relentless so far, finding ways to get pucks bouncing right in the low slot and finding ways to try and get one past Divinudo again. They've already gotten 2 off of some funky bounces and some work right in the low slot as Angres takes a man down hard, and we might get a penalty here on the play.
Looks like we will. Player down for the Retrievers as well. Both players slid into the boards. Angres looked like he went in kind of feet first there as players back up on the ice for UMBC. That's good to see. And again, it's always a dangerous sliding play back in the back boards. But we will get a penalty here.
It's going to be a hooking call on Angres.
Yeah. So Angres will hit the double-digit mark in terms of penalty minutes on the year with 10. And now UMBC gets a power play. Never count out the Retrievers, Carollo.
People have done it too many times.
Way too many times. The thing about that game, though, the game against Virginia, it wasn't a comeback. It wasn't anything crazy. They just dominated in that game. And Virginia went out to win the national championship the next season. That would be blown dead. People forget that part, that Virginia came back with Tony Bennett and won it all. So, you know, maybe it's just a good luck charm to lose to UMBC. But Rutgers still holds a 3-goal lead in this game as they try to hold on against the Retrievers. But a power play opportunity for this team. But I was saying the funny thing about it was, as historic as it was, it hadn't happened in decades, ever. It was immediately thwarted by Fairleigh Dickinson against Purdue a couple years later. Back-to-back pieces of history.
And then you had the long run all the way to the Final Four by St. Peter's as well.
Right, a 15 seed. We've seen a 15 seed work before. I believe Florida Gulf Coast was one. They might have been a 14. We saw a big 15-2 was Middle Tennessee State. That goes off the pads of Divinudo. They beat Michigan State, if I remember my basketball correctly. And again, Rutgers trying to kill this penalty from A.J. Angres. UMBC with it at the point. Again, a strong moment we've seen is a penalty kill for Rutgers in this game especially. Downs trying to take off a bit of time on this penalty. He's got some numbers with him as well, looking for a shorthanded. Hogan with a slapper, but the pad save from Raynor. A check into the side from Timothy Downs. And Rutgers already doing a good job here. They allow .73 goals per game on the penalty. And in terms of UMBC's power play, in terms of AAU recorded games that we were able to track, they've got a .2 points per game on the power play as Crollo drops his phone.
Sorry about that. I was trying to pull up some stats real quick.
Taking a look at some numbers. Currently offsides, big body near the line. That will get blown offsides with 7:37. So UMBC, they won the ACCHL North regular season championship in terms of the regular season. So they know how to win. You got to be a bit gritty to win a regular season title. And we're seeing a team just that's completely reinvented themselves. Works back in, had to cover that one. Zimmerman gets it onto the paddings. Wow, almost a dangerous move. Would have been the second goaltender error that leads to a goal in this one. But it stays away. And now Rutgers, they've got numbers, but a great piece of defensive work from James Terry, and another penalty. As Terry claps, it looks like it'll be on Zimmerman.
I think this is going to be a slashing call here on Zimmerman.
So right after you kill the penalty, you go back on it, back on the PK for the Scarlet Knights.
Indeed, it will be a slashing call on Jamie Zimmerman, so he'll go and sit in the sin bin. James Terry, like you said, clapping at Zimmerman after that penalty. So like you also said, right back to the PK for Rutgers.
I mean, these two teams, they're chatting. There's some chatter. There's some physicality. You saw on the Zimmerman goal, Weisberg was in front of the whole line to shush the UMBC bench. And usually, obviously, the goal scorer stays in front, but Weisberg wanted to make a point. And almost tipped in and went off the post, and Netmiter's best friend. Keeping Divenuto alive here. Into the circle. There's a shot off the glove of Divenuto. Just over a minute 30 left on this penalty. Jamie Zimmerman. The slashing call. This one goes offside, so UMBC has to get back.
I think Divenuto needs to go give that post at the end of this PK, at the end of the period. Nice little thank you.
Yep, just a quick tap. Quick tap with the glove. Surprised he hasn't done it already. And now UMBC trying to work with a potential 3-on-3. Thought about working this back to the point. Not a ton of retrievers here. Can't keep this on, and this will just float its way down the ice with a minute left on the penalty. As the retrievers trying to improve what has been a dormant power play most of the season. He just falls down there, Ethan Streets. The streets will be slippery tonight, so be careful as Ethan Streets falls down. Out in front of Divenuto, it just goes over him. And again, Divenuto not having to face a ton here. Stick is lost. Fought back with no stick. He goes and picks his back up. That's George Sherrickjan who's got a goal.
That's a great effort there by him to keep the puck in the zone.
Now work back in there, and Corbin Divenuto, it goes through! UMBC, 3 unanswered. And that one off the power play. Garrett Hayes, it appears to be.
We've got a brand new ball game.
We do. A brand new puck game, whatever you want to call it. I've been trying to figure this out. What do you call a hockey game? Because we love to say ball game, but obviously there is no ball. There's no ball at all in the game of hockey, except for the balls of their skates. And even then, those are just blades. Clock is still on the power play, but we are back to 5-on-5. So Daly working through. And the thing for Rutgers in this situation, all it takes is a goal to kind of establish yourselves again. They just haven't been able to find it. There were 2 Dominic Pankey goals, and look for him again to go for the Hattie here if he can get some possession. But it is now a brand new game. And you'd have to wonder, what do you do with Aaron Rodriguez, potentially getting him back in the game? Obviously, you want to give him some rest. A big RIT series coming up next weekend. There's a lot of time, so if things get to a certain level, things may change. This one goes back over towards Divenuto, and Divenuto will cover, and he gets dove into, so expect some action. But no, everyone's calm. Everyone is calm. And a change for UMBC.
And that goal was indeed Garrett Hayes from Zane Baker with the lone assist on the goal. And if you look at the shot totals, it's now 26-25 in favor of UMBC. They swung the shot totals in the last 10 minutes of this frame.
It was, what, a 20-7 shot total heading into the second period. Now we're at 26-25, and I can't do math to tell you what number swing that is, but we'll figure it out. But here might be that goal they need. There's a shot, and it's off the padding. UMBC, shot total is tied. Work back in. Egan takes a big body, and they clear it for Radar. Behind the net. No loft over it this time. Timothy Downs. Downs back over to Egan, who's got a goal today. Downs takes one, and that one goes off some skates. And now the Retrievers looking to work back the other way into the neutral zone now. Off of skates again, and it goes into the bench of the Retrievers. You might have been able to get the Retrievers at plus 10,000. Down 5-0. Second period, and they have just stormed back against the number 5 team in the nation. Still a 2-goal deficit, and it took a power play and whatnot. It took a weird bounce past Divenuto. But sometimes, and you know the saying, it's better to be lucky than good sometimes. Weisberg works his back over. Here's Zimmerman. Zimmerman weaving through with a shot and a chance. Stuffed back in by Weisberg, and the Scarlet Knights strike right back and stop the run of UMBC. Divenuto with some stick taps, and Weisberg in his return tags in a goal on senior night. His 17th of the year, so 17 and 17, 34 points on the season for Weisberg.
What a goal there for Weisberg, getting it here on senior night, like you said, and the setup from Zimmerman. A perfect play there from him, just to send that one right to him in front. Weisberg doing what he does best, crashing to the net with the big frame, and just put that one home right in front again.
Weisberg almost had Rieger right there. Just couldn't handle it cleanly on his stick. Back now, Zimmerman looking, and that one just too far, and good defense in front of the net. Timothy Downs back over towards Weisberg as his line stays on as well. Big bodies, retrievers flying. Now here comes Zimmerman, just outside the circle. Now back to Weisberg at the same spot. Back with Zimmerman now, and a ripper does not go through.
And we've got a delay penalty here on the play. Extra skater on here for Rutgers.
See if they can make work of it. Potentially get an extra goal. They can't do it, but a big body as Weisberg goes crashing into the boards, gives him a shoulder bump. So we'll get a power play. Good call there, 3:04. We'll get a 2-minute power play, and they send him to the box.
And I think Weisberg might have just gotten unsportsmanlike as well.
Just saw that. He's pointing at him, too. He just got unsportsmanlike, so this will not be a power play.
So it seems like we might play 4-on-4 here, and Weisberg is not happy about it. As talking with the referees is Michael Pantry, the captain of this Rutgers squad.
Did you just say 4-on-4? Did you just say 4-on-4?
Yes, I did.
Here we go, the best kind of hockey, 4-on-4 hockey. 2 penalties on each team, 3 minutes and 4 seconds left. Penalties on Jace Hartman and David Weisberg, and now you get the space and pace of 4-on-4 hockey, my favorite kind of hockey. 27 to 26 is the shot total, so we'll see which team can make space of it. This is where I usually love to see Christian Hoppler, not here tonight for the Scarlet Knights, but guys that can just be so quick. That's where those guys shine. Acuna sends a shot. It almost tipped back in. And Zimmerman, we'll see what he can do in this 4-on-4. Here comes Zimmerman looking through. Now back over towards Rieger. Rieger looking. Rieger rips one just off the post, off the netminder. And it looks like we'll get this whistle blown with a minute 43 left in the best kind of hockey.
And the net came off its moorings there off that shot attempt from Rieger.
I wish it was a lot easier to track 4-on-4 stats.
I'm sure there's some way out there and somebody that will do it.
Someone will do it. It might have to be me. Might have to be me, but you have to track every single double penalty that has ever existed. But you usually don't get a full 2 minutes of 4-on-4. There's a chance. Rieger rips one, and Raynor, who feels like a marshmallow, will make the save. Minute 30. It's his Instagram. All right. I don't know what that means, but I like it.
That's funny, that's for sure.
It is funny. You know, he just wants to make sure the puck is a soft place to land when he makes a save like that. Be a true marshmallow to bring in the puck. You know? I'm trying to find a way to explain it without knowing what it means. So Rutgers, again, had a power play for a moment, but again, Weisberg with a penalty. Rotek working it on the backhand, and it's saved by Raynor. UMBC maybe looking for their chance to work in space. A big body from Rotek into the boards. And Acuna holds on to it. Back around as the 4-on-4 line still here for Rutgers. Rotek at the top. Rips one. It gets tipped. Stands up for it, but nothing needed there. Back with UMBC now. They hold on with 50 seconds left of the penalty. A minute 50 left in the second period. UMBC trying to work with it. Arredondo almost got a steal here. And now here comes Marotek. Marotek looking for help here. Gets a body in the back, and a penalty will make this the second best kind of hockey. 4-on-3.
As we get some you can't do that chance. And it seems like it's going to be the 12 of Michael Wiley for a cross-check.
Wiley with a penalty. And I think it was actually started by a kid. Kid started the you can't do that. Already knows. Start those chants for your Scarlet Knights. So 2 penalties on the board. We get 4-on-3 hockey for 34 seconds. And it will be the best 34 seconds of my life. 4-on-3. Zimmerman in the face-off circle looking to center for Rutgers. And still some communication of who should be on the ice in this crazy train of a game we've had so far, 6-3. Zimmerman. Patapovic. Now back over with Rieger. Rieger with Zimmerman. Zimmerman looking high slot. Doesn't send a shot. Back over towards Rieger. Rieger has Patapovic to his right. He gets it to him. Patapovic looking, the young buck. Back over behind the net. And that one lost. But it's back with Patapovic as Angris couldn't get enough elbow grease on that puck. Patapovic works into the circle. He's got Zimmerman. He's got Angris now, though. Back to Zimmerman. And there's a shot. And it is saved. It looked like it bounced off the post and into Sean Raynor.
And Raynor just gives Zimmerman the stare down afterwards.
Hold on.
What a save from Raynor. My goodness, what a save.
Not much you can say as a shot taker. I mean, these guys know. We know that Zimmerman is high in terms of total goals in AAU, so you gotta expect the stare downs are back here, and the Rutgers will get a chance, and then they score! What a setup! And Weisberg back with it. Sheets the stick, and the Scarlet Knights 7-3 now.
The goal from Weisberg, his second in a row, just like Painke. And like you said, what a setup there from Rutgers, and what a celly there from Weisberg.
Yeah. I don't even know how you do that. The stick twirls galore, and he points back to the bench of UMBC. Again, twirling the stick. Weisberg gets on Hattie Watch here in period number 2 with 54 seconds left. So immediately after those penalties expire, we had a tad of 5-on-4, and that was a big-time goal. That's the best part of those adjustments you have to make when you go from 4-on-4 to 4-on-3, back to a man down. It's so tough to adjust when it comes to lines, and that led to the Weisberg chance, and he finished the job. Absolute rip. Gianco takes a body, and now another penalty in this game. Gianco pushing down. Some tough play.
He's getting into it there with George Sherigjan. And he's going to go to the sin bin here. It's going to be a cross-checking call. And back to the power play go Rutgers.
Just like that, and it will bleed into period number 3 as well for a good bit. About minute 28 of power play hockey in period number 3. We got 32.5 seconds, though, in this period. Period number 2 with the Rutgers Scarlet Knights up 7-3. Shot total back in favor of Rutgers, 31-26. Face-off will be to the left of Sean Raynor. Looks like Hogan will center. Scarlet Knights looking to take advantage of this power play. Chance in front, in a way, that one is wide. Now obviously if they score, it won't bleed into period number 3, but we shall see. Morotek surveying. Morotek sends a rip again. Chance on the rebound, cleared away. And the angle that this will take will go back over towards Divenuto. Downs takes some pressure with 8 seconds left to go in period number 2, and a penalty again from the Scarlet Knights. And Downs will pick up a penalty. So that'll make it an interesting situation here as we head into the third period with 6 seconds left. So penalties on both squads.
It's going to be an interference call there on Downs, and he took down Keanu Yee. Didn't have the puck. Was chasing after. Was a bit of a board battle, but referees called interference, and now we'll play some of your favorite hockey yet again to end out this frame. 4-on-4. We'll likely start the third period that way as well, and we'll have to try and maybe go get another weather update after this period. Was only really sleeting when we came into this frame,
right?
But we'll have to try and see
if anything's either improved or lack thereof improvement. There wasn't much, like you mentioned, but unless if we get a goal here, it'll be a great start to period number 3. Both teams have to work with space and covered by Divenuto. But also what's interesting about that, because again, it's so hard to mess with lines. You have a whole period to think about, okay, what are we going to do with 4-on-4? How is that going to work out? So it will get interesting lines, I think, maybe a bit different than the usual 4-on-4 lines. This gets dumped into the corner. And that'll do it for the second period, an active second period where UMBC almost made this a real hockey game for a bit. It's a 4-goal deficit now, but again, Don't count out the retrievers. It's a lesson we've learned too many times here on Breakout Sports Broadcasting. I'm John McCooch, Carola Pascal. We will be right back. 7-3 is your score. Heading into period number 3. 4-on-4 hockey coming up on Breakout Sports Broadcasting. Hello, welcome back to Rutgers Scarlet Knight Hockey. The number 5 Rutgers Scarlet Knights back underway against the UMBC Golden. Not the Golden Retrievers, they're just regular Retrievers, I guess. The Retrievers of University of Maryland, Baltimore County came to town. Big time hit at the blue line on Angris. But now taken back the other way. Haley looking, sends it in on the backhand. Angris will come out. Took a big shot. Went down earlier in the game as well. And also, just to note, 4-on-4 hockey, welcome back. But, wow.
That was a green light check right at the blue line. My goodness. That was ridiculous.
Stick is still on the ice, crossing over into the point. And I'll work back from Morotek. Morotek gets his pocket picked, and UMBC a chance back with it, but now taken back by the Scarlet Knights of Rutgers. Morotek, high slot, poked back. Morotek hands it into the circle. Daly works it back into the corner. And also, if you didn't see our announcement on Breakout Sports Broadcasting, work back behind and taken by UMBC. No numbers here for the Retrievers, and we'll see what happens here. But we will be up when you talk about Division I for the Rutgers Scarlet Knights. We'll be up in Buffalo. Very cool for the playoffs there, ACHL. Really
should be a lot of fun.
Should be a lot of fun. I don't know if you want to tell the BSB faithful what's going on there, but back to the other side near the circle.
Next stoppage, I'll divulge all the information.
Right, we'll get in there. As this one gets worked down the other way, as Rutgers works for a change here. UMBC trying to work quick, but we'll get a whistle blown, and Carollo gets to advertise.
And we've actually got a too many men penalty here, it seems like. I think this is going to go on UMBC.
Oh, wow. Yeah, they had an interesting change there, so that would be interesting, a 4-on-3 situation.
But like you were saying, going back to the announcement that we put out on social media with the NECHL, we're going to Buffalo.
Buffalo.
And going up there. Myself, John, Colton, and Andrew are going to be making the trip up to go and broadcast the NECHL playoffs. Should be a lot of fun up there.
Right.
Already broadcast for 2 of those teams, TC&J and Rutgers. The Battle of New Jersey, as we've called it many times.
Yeah, we'll see what game we get if that matchup happens. And it looks like we get a 5-on-4 for UMBC. So maybe the too many men went on Rutgers.
I actually think this might have been a clock error. Because UMBC has all 5 skaters on the ice.
Right.
And that original penalty to Downs is still on the clock. It doesn't seem to be moving, though, at this point, but the normal clock is still moving.
But now taken back away, and we have a goal! Rieger puts it in, number 2 on the day, and 21 on the year. 8-3 Scarlet Knights. And Rutgers back to a 5-goal lead.
The 2-point conversion is good for the Scarlet Knights. A little bit of preview of tomorrow for the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
We were supposed to have that game tomorrow on Super Bowl Sunday.
Right.
Supposed to be Rutgers against Kutztown, but unfortunately that game ended up getting canceled.
I was excited for that game. It would have gave me something to do before the Super Bowl. It kept me busy. Now it's just kind of...
Well, we get a day off.
Yes.
We don't get a lot of those.
I know, and neither do I, and you as well. But it's just having something to do before. The 12 hours you have to wait before the Super Bowl, depending on when you wake up, because of the excitement, the build-up, everything about it, it can get a little, it can drag. It can take forever to get to the game. That's why we have Super Bowl parties, so we can kind of burn some time.
And it seems like we're back now to 5-on-5.
Right.
The penalty is still actually on the board, so I wonder if the scoreboard is just stuck.
I think it is, and that might have been what happened. So we have 5-on-5 for now. Jamie Zimmerman working in, trying to get us back to the point. He does back to Acuna. Zimmerman gets sent down, but Vaisberg there to retrieve it for him. Vaisberg looking, gets stuffed into the back. And now almost poked back in by Zimmerman. Rieger looking, winding. Gavin Rieger looking for the Hattie. Can't get there just yet. 2 players on Hattie watch for the Scarlet Knights in this 8-3 scoreline. Dominic Pankey scored 2 back-to-back goals. David Vaisberg scored 2 goals as well. Rieger spread his out a bit, but he has 2. 8-3 now. 3 players have 2 goals for the Scarlet Knights. 16:50 left in period number 3. We'll see if anybody can finish off the job with a hat trick. 8-3 is your score. And the clock is still messed up with the penalty situation. 34-26 is your shot total in favor of the Scarlet Knights of Rutgers, number 5 team of the nation. That again had a really big push to number 1, at least an effort for it, but they fell to Rowan. Rieger working at the point now. Rieger winding, takes a body out to the net as the net comes off of its rear ends. With 16:18 left to go.
And Rieger just tried to power his way through there. Ran into the 28 of Hartman and ran into Raynor as well. As he gets some cheers from the faithful here for Rutgers.
Yep.
The stands have kind of cleared out a little bit with the snow oncoming here.
Right.
We went outside for the BSB weather update, as we'll call this little section. But it's sleeting. Not so much snow, at least here at ProSkate, but there is a lot of sleet coming down right now.
Still around 32 degrees, so just under 32 degrees, about 30-31. Light snow in the area for the area of South Brunswick, New Jersey, and that will be your weather update for Breakout Sports Broadcasting. I'm John McCooch signing off. 15:58 left to go in period number 3. You forgot I was a news guy. 15:55 left here in the defensive zone for UMBC. As they work it back through, and Rutgers takes it back themselves. No, I haven't done a weather update in many years.
Neither have I. It's been a long time.
By many, I mean like 2. But still, Patapovich working in, winds through, gets a body, and he works it just wide. Back over at the point now. Sent in. Net might have come a bit loose, and it did. 15:24. The weather's always fun. These are the days that some people just live for, tracking storms and everything.
I wanted to be one of those people when I was younger. Yes, I wanted to be a storm chaser when I was younger.
You wanted to be the chaser of the storm?
Yes.
I kind of just want to be the guy on TV that talks about it.
I was a little of both.
Yeah, okay,
I was a little of both.
You want to be a true meteorologist. You want to be out on CBS, following it, going out there in the snow and the rain and everything. Some of the funniest news bloopers of all time come during snowstorms. My favorite one is the one, I don't know if you know it, where there's 2 runners, and they interview the runners, and they're saying, "Why are you out here?" They say, "We like it." And then, and then immediately they go about 100 yards, and you see them falling down the background as they zoomed in on them. They both fell. Amazing. Now working through Morotek, gets that one poked out. You have to have seen it.
I probably have.
Yeah. Morotek sends a shot in, and gloved by Raynor. What a glove from the Marshmallow. 8-3 is your score. I have had a few days of my life where I sat there and just watched 2 hours of news bloopers, and I have no regrets about that. They are hilarious.
They are very, very funny.
So great. And hopefully, in terms of weather, our time in Buffalo is all right.
Keep our fingers crossed for that one.
You know what? I just because I put predictions out there in the air, I've got a good feeling. I've got a good feeling about it.
Knock on wood.
Yeah, if we have some. We have plenty of that as Dividudo squeezes it in. I've gotten lucky with weather a good amount of the time. What I don't get lucky with is planes. I get terrible luck with plane delays, but I have great luck with weather. I went to Denver in December. It was nicer there weather-wise in the middle of December than it was in New Jersey. It was 10 degrees warmer in the mountains.
That's surprising.
I know. And I was thinking, man, should I even go back home? It's like 20 degrees in Jersey right now, and it's 35 here. I could walk outside and be comfortable. Wasn't able to do that when I got home. But so, I mean, there's going to be a lot of rain and snow apparently coming in next week, too. So
oh, yes.
It is going to be interesting. Hopefully we get all the snow out before next weekend. To get sent down just too short of Hogan, who almost had a chance going all the way down the ice. Angris delivers a body. Cam Egan working through. This one gets dumped back. Hogan chasing. Hogan makes a pass, almost backhanded chance. Raynor has to dive down. And that'll be stopped for just a moment. Saved by Raynor.
Almost had some more extracurriculars there coming from Egan in front. Got tied up there with the 9 of Matt DeShong.
13:46, 8-3 is your score. No, I just remember, I mean, when we were still in school, you think of snow as that one saved from the shot anyway. you're excited for snow. You love the snow. You want it. You want so much snow. And then the second you like get past 22, your snow's coming. You're thinking, oh my gosh.
Oh, I still love the snow. I still love the snow.
I like the snow when I'm not driving in it. That's my thing. I mean, I still think it's beautiful to look at. It's awesome. It makes for good pictures. I know you're a photographer of sorts. As Angris works backhanded chance, and he scores! What a dirty backhanded move! And Angris, he's got a point, and he might have just gotten a penalty, but he's got a goal. And the Scarlet Knights, one short of double digits, and the 1-point safety is good for the Scarlet Knights. 9-3.
And he will go to the penalty box for that goal. He's going to get an unsportsmanlike call. But either way, what a finish there on the backhand. Put that one top shelf over the glove side shoulder there of Raynor. What a finish there from Angris. But right back to the PK. Go the Scarlet Knights after it.
It seems that they just kind of are playing with a bit of a freedom now after they fended off UMBC. Rieger sends a rip. That one's wide. Angris just kept talking and talking because, well, he was hurt earlier. He went down for a bit, had to come off for a second, and then took a big hit at the blue line as well. So I feel like the words might have been about the hit at the blue line. That's what I'm going to guess.
Most likely.
And he came back, scored a goal. It's like, you can hit me all you want. We're going to score 9 goals on you. And that's the talk. And the penalty clock, by the way, is still not working. So
yeah, it seems like it. So at least for the penalty, we're just going to have to go on the count of the referees in terms of that front.
They'll manually track it. Hope they got stopwatches, and that one goes offside. As the JBL speaker goes off. 12:45 left. 38-26 is your shot total. AJ Angris adds his 8th goal of the season for point number 12 on the year. And also his 10th penalty minute. Or 12th now. He had another one earlier in the game as well. Man, do I miss Fetty Wap. 12:45 in this one. He's still around. He still makes music. Still puts out a couple songs now and then. Neutral zone. UMBC with a ripper. And that one just avoids going out of play. Maybe Downs playing some defense here. As Zimmerman takes it away. And we'll slow things down here with just over 12 minutes to go. Lofted up. Rieger holds on. Takes a bit of a check, but Rieger keeps working through and gets pushed in the back and takes a big hit at the blue line again, and that was some tough pressure. There will be a penalty on UMBC after that, so an extra man. Rieger can't get a rip on this one, and a whistle blown.
And things starting to get a little bit testy here between the teams, obviously, with Rutgers now up by 6. As Weisberg waves a player away, and he just got an unsportsmanlike as well.
Wow. So into the box you go, Mr. Weisberg on senior nights.
So we'll play some more 4-on-3.
This is awesome. Obviously you want to see less penalties, but 4-on-3 is, again, you see the space. So you have Weisberg off as well. You have Angris out. So a lot of your line that you use for this situation is also out. See who they put out there for this one.
I think we might actually have a timeout here from UMBC as well.
Yeah, so let's talk about the, well, you technically can't say the word that ends in bowl, technically, when you advertise with it. We can say it, but it's funnier if I don't. So the big game. We talked about it before. Has your opinion changed on your Eagles' desire, but Chiefs or Eagles? You want the Eagles to win. You think the Chiefs will win?
I think the Chiefs are going to win still. I don't think my opinion has changed.
Okay.
To be completely honest, but the more I think about it, like obviously you talked about it, how you cheer for greatness.
Yes.
And the three-peat would be that. Be the first time in NFL history. It would solidify Travis Kelce's most likely the best tight end of all time.
Right.
And Pat Mahomes as one of, if not number 2 all time already at only, 28?
I think he's number 2 already.
He might already be there at this point.
I think he is. I really do.
Well, even if they don't win, he's, like you said, likely already there. But if he does win, he's definitely there.
Yeah, has to be. Four rings. A lot of them on his drives. What more can you say about it as the stick goes flying? Interesting. Going to push in the back again now. We've got joint. We've got pushing out in front of the low slot. Works that back into the circle. There's a shot, and it goes through. What a shot and score from Scott Fitz. No Gerald as he puts it in for the Retrievers.
And the fans here at Rutgers are letting the refs have it right now. That should have been a penalty on that stick lift that just got sent. Acuna's stick just got flung all the way into the corner.
Defied gravity. It went all the way up. But it remained what it remained. And I think what they really said was, I believe because one penalty expires. We'll get that. It looks like 5-on-4 then.
Yeah, the one penalty expired, it seemed like, to Angress. Angress's original penalty comes off the board.
So we have 4-on-4. So what I think they said was, okay, let's let a goal happen and have John be able to watch his 4-on-4. I think that's what happened here.
Maybe.
I think so.
Maybe a little bit.
Yeah, maybe. They got, the refs always have the broadcast in their ear, so obviously. I gave them my AirPods today. In a way, working through, almost had a backhanded chance. And again, we don't know exactly how long these penalties go on because we have a clock error, and it's not the first time I've had to deal with a clock error in this situation, so it'll be interesting. Back at the top, Zimmerman sends that one in and gloved down by Raynor. Because I've had to deal, I've called a couple NJ, well, that's not NJ Rockets anymore, just Rocket Hockey Club. Rocket Hockey Club games, and the side that we broadcast on, the scoreboard doesn't work. So I've had no clock, I've had no penalty minutes, I've had no goals. We have the live stats, though.
Live stats certainly do help. That is true.
There's a live clock on the live stats over there. So that helps. But only does so much for me. As I try to update the people out there of how much time's left, and you got 11 minutes left in this game. That one just slid right in front, but no shot. Trying to work back through. And again, 4-on-4, so we'll see who works better in space. Pantry, Hogan out there. Angress back on. Sticked out by Divenuto. You also have Dominic Pankey, who tends to thrive in these situations with space. Pankey fighting back through, and Dominic Pankey. He's on Hattie watch. He's got Hogan to his left. Here comes Pankey working through, looking to send a shot. You know, he wants it, but it's just wide. So the hat trick gets delayed. And it sits back with UMBC. Now they will look to come back. They've got 4 goals, and we've got a penalty.
Looks like it's going to be a slashing call here. It's going to be on Keanu Yee. So he'll go into the box, and he'll play some 4-on-3 yet again.
The official said, no 4-on-4 for you. 4-on-3, and that's where the last goal came from as well. 4-on-3 hockey for Rutgers. Be a slashing. Like you mentioned, Morotek comes back on for the Scarlet Knights. Looks like Inouye as well, so a couple changes for Rutgers, and we have penalties galore in this game. Inouye, looking, searching, that goes off of the stick of Ali Ingram. And Morotek holds in the neutral zone. So not sure exactly how much longer we have this situation here. Neither player in the box looks to be, never mind, they're breaking out, they're ready to break out. So this will just be a quick 4-on-3. Back with it. There's a shot and a rip. Hogan. That one gets sent down. So we've got 5-on-4 now. So this is a normal Rutgers power play. Hogan looking and sends one just outside. Under 10 minutes to go now here in the third period as both teams looking to beat the snow. 9:42, a big save from Raynor.
Looks like his mask might have came off too.
Yeah.
So he's going to try and do some repairs.
Well, when you're a singer like him, you want to have your face out there for your audiences. You want to be able to be recognized, so I get it.
And Rutgers has crossed the 40-shot threshold.
41-27 is your total. We're going to face off to the left of Raynor. Face-off goes the other way. Morotek gets it over towards Downs. Still a 5-on-4. Downs to his right makes a pass over with Inouye. Inouye looking in the circle, back to Downs. Downs at the top. Looking in, sends one through. That one's poked out by the Retrievers. Back at the point now with Hogan trying to send this through. Morotek gets it on his stick. Morotek winding through and looking around and surveying. Morotek has it at the top, sends a shot. That one goes off of skates and dumped back now. But they keep it on side. Does Hogan. Hogan makes a great move to his left. Hogan sends a shot and a rip. That one gets poked down, though, and cleared by the Retrievers. Just barely, though. It might have went on the official. Morotek works around. Back over with the Retrievers now. And now the Retrievers might have some space if they can move quickly, but that one's just lofted down. And in a way, will retrieve. Downs has it in the defensive zone for Rutgers, and back with Hogan on the other side. Hogan flips it up, and it goes into the corner. Now Morotek trying to chase this for the Scarlet Knights. That one gets sent into neutral zone, though, and Patapovich will corral. Patapovich works through defenders, trying to take it himself. Patapovich has room and space. That was blocked over and just goes a bit wide after the save. Great way to get out in front of him. Now Vaisberg back with it. Vaisberg sends a pass just away from Morotek.
What a save there by Rayner on Patapovich. Excellent work there from the big defenseman. A walk on through by everybody, as that one saved by DiVenuto. But some great work there from the big man Patapovich on the back end. And an excellent save by Rayner as well.
Patapovich works around the official. That one just didn't go off the stick correctly of Patapovich, but it goes back with Vaisberg now. Over. Goldstein looking. That's wide. Face pressure in front of him. Under 8 minutes to go now. Vaisberg winding through himself. He's got 2 already. Looking for 3. That one gets sent in. Can't get that one on the rebound was Gianco. Retrievers. Right point. Winding through. Can't get that one to go. And they'll have to find a way to get this back up top, but they can't do it so far. Vincent Smythe will hold on to it and send this over towards Ivan Patapovich, who's got Gianco in front of him. He opts to go the other way and can't get that one on the stick of Vaisberg. An icing we have with no cake.
And just something to note, I don't know if you've noticed this, John, UMBC only has 2 shots this period.
Right.
They're only sitting at 28 right now. They had 26 coming into the frame. Rutgers has been shutting everything down defensively here in this third period, while collecting a couple goals as well. But just trying to finish out the rest of this game with 7:08 left to go in it, just locking it down on the back end.
Just locking in. It's like when your little brother starts beating you in a video game and you lean forward a bit. That's what this defense just did for the Scarlet Knights. They locked back in, prevented shots, because again, in that first frame we saw, only 7 shots total for UMBC as Pantry takes a big body into the boards, lost behind the net now. But again, it was just a shutdown physically, defensively. And you look at the situation, it's kind of day before the Super Bowl. No, I said it. The day before the Super Bowl, obviously. And icing we have. So guys are they're still locked into the game, but people are ready to get out of here, I think. We're never ready to get out of here. I wish this game would go on for another hour. We love broadcasting it to you on Breakout Sports Broadcasting. But thank you for tuning in as well. We get a face-off to the right here, but it's kind of in those dying moments.
Well, it's with the rest of this game being up by 5 right now, it being senior night, like you said, having the big game tomorrow, and with the weather outside, all the sleet and snow, people want to try and get home at some point, as this one's taken by Hogan out of the zone.
Hogan with it, working through. That one poked down. So that's maybe why you saw that second period lapse from Rutgers.
Well, I think it was kind of a combination of being up by 5 goals and coming into that second period thinking, oh, this will be a much easier game. And they just let off the gas, and UMBC caught them by surprise in that second period and came out guns blazing in that middle frame, got a couple goals back, and then here we stand now. They turned back on the gas, and it's a 5-goal lead.
And that's the real point of it, is that as UMBC tries to find somewhere to go, he had a big body over towards a senior Pantry. But the point is that Rutgers just found a way with a period break to become that Rutgers team that's playing like it's 0-0 again. That's exactly what they've done. Here, this one, a big body over. Angris delivers one. Pantry loses it, though, and it's back with the Retrievers. Working at the point now. Retrievers looking. And again, Daly providing some pressure with Angris just too far of Gianco. And that'll be hand icing. So Rutgers approaching a chance to potentially clinch a regular season title, not just for the Silver Division, which they've done already, but a regular season title to potentially give them a chance to be at the top of the conference, which would give them an automatic bid at Nationals. We'll have to see what's going on with Columbia, but they have a real chance to get that top spot. And it'll be huge to get on that national stage for the Scarlet Knights. And big bodies going into both benches as well. In a way, out with it. Hogan kicks it back to himself and puts it on the stick, and Hogan had room for a moment. But this is indeed the final game here at home, as tomorrow has been canceled, as we mentioned, ad nauseum. So just a great season for the Scarlet Knights. Phenomenal home record. They would advance to 10-1-0. If they hold on here as Zimmerman takes a body, almost had a pass there. Big thanks to everybody. I know we got time left, but big thanks to everybody at ProSkate Ice Arena. Tie-in away sends one. That one's wide, almost tipped in by a retriever, actually. But ProSkate has been a great place to be for these Scarlet Knights. Zimmerman sends one. It just goes over the netting. And a penalty as Divenuto comes out of his cage. So an extra man right now for the Scarlet Knights. See if they can take advantage of it. Back across, no. So
and we might have another call here, too.
Yeah, I think we do. But you can't put on another man, I'm pretty sure. So Cam Egan will hold on to this one. And that delayed penalty now gets called, and we believe to have two. And we've got some arms flying on the other end.
Egan was getting into it along the wall there. A little brouhaha between him and another retriever, and we'll have to see who's going to go to the sin bin here for both those penalties. It looks like at least the number 19 of Julius Rubin.
Ryan Overmeyer, the other one, number 8. I believe. He was near the box, has not gone into said box, and now he goes into said box.
So looks like Rubin went for a cross check and Overmeyer went for a Rubin went for a slash. Yep. Overmeyer went for a cross check. Right. Excuse me.
Right. And we've got some fun work right now from Vaisberg, just singing along, vibing out, ready to work on this chance here for Rutgers.
And now a big power play opportunity for the Scarlet Knights squad. Looking to hit double digits here with this 5-on-3 power play.
Yep. But these Scarlet Knights, they're just having fun, especially a player like Vaisberg. It was for Vaisberg. I mean, he asked us what a prof was, and Vaisberg looks and he rips and sends one, trying to stuff this back in as Raynor goes to his back and stuffs it.
That went right off the post for Vaisberg, right off the iron. Raynor with some great presence, though. They just fall back on top of it.
Yeah, perfect work from him. But always appreciate players interacting with our stream as well. But Vaisberg's been one of the most fun guys to watch. It was very clear what his absence meant in those games against Stony Brook and Rowan. And if he was playing during that Rowan game, I believe they find a way to win. It was a huge offensive piece. It took them about a period and a half to really work without him. But obviously time has passed. Now back over near the corner. Vaisberg gets the pass over to Zimmerman, trying to work this through. And cleared by the retrievers.
And also looking at some out-of-town scoreboards real quickly.
Yep.
Let's take a look over at the ACCHL for our rider people. Looking at the ACCHL tournament right now for the Men's 2 Premier Division. As this one's played back out here to the neutral zone. Virginia Tech taking down North Carolina State. A big win for VT. They play the winner of Penn State and North Carolina for the ACCHL championship.
Okay.
VT, that team is a wagon.
Yeah, so it's VT and then who else?
VT and the winner of Penn State and University of North Carolina.
Okay. High slot, whistle blown.
I think the net might have came off its moorings. Yep. Or no, it looks like it may be the mask of Raynor.
Something happened there.
Yeah, the boys down at VT got to call the games with them.
Right, fun crew over there. I wasn't able to be there, but great times. It seemed like it was the games for Ryder. The first game was kind of tough, but the second game definitely more of what we expected. Exactly.
They played yesterday, actually.
Yeah, they did.
It was a very good game between those two. Only a 1-goal game. Ryder had VT on the edge and just couldn't finish it. It was a close game, and Ryder just couldn't bury him.
I mean, that crew, is that one saved by Raynor as he has to dive down on the rebound. That crew from Blacksburg is just fun. They're a wagon, like you mentioned. I was trying to find a way. I mean, Virginia Tech and Penn State, if that's the matchup, is such a football matchup.
Oh, it's such a football matchup.
It's such a football matchup. I'm sure Enter Sandman has been played before with a game like that. As Downs works it back over. Pankey looking for the Hattie, sends it up, and it goes out of play.
But big shout out to Chris Pierce, who does the Virginia Tech games. Big shout out to him. Came up and did the Ryder game with us.
Awesome.
Or got to broadcast the games from right next to us.
It's a long drive.
It is a long drive. Well, he's a Jersey kid, so
okay,
it makes sense. They were on their break.
He was back anyway, so that works out. Only driven through Virginia. I've never been to Virginia. It's good places. Is Morotech looking, tries to get this in front. I'm a Woodbridge guy. There's also a Woodbridge in Virginia as well. And there's a Woodbridge in California. There's a lot of Woodbridges out there. So there was a funny one because one time when I was at Seton Hall, my freshman year, I walked into the TV studio, and there was somebody from Woodbridge, California, and there was somebody from Woodbridge, Virginia.
Interesting.
And how funny do you think it was when I said, well, I'm from Woodbridge? They're like, wait, I'm from Woodbridge. And I'm also from Woodbridge. I'm like, oh, you're from Jersey? No. Other side of the country. Just wide, big bodies out in front, and this one is cleared. Now we'll go all the way down. Rutt recovered with just over a minute and a half left to go, and we have our whistle. And it will be, so Morotech will get a penalty here. Ryan Morotech's first penalty of the season for the Scarlet Knights. So Rutgers will end this game a man down with a minute 36, but it doesn't seem like they really are too worried about that. No, we might have. Looks like we have mutual penalties between these.
Seems like it's going to be coincidentals.
Yeah. So we end the game with what else? 4-on-4.
I think it's just the way you drew it up.
I think it is. If this is my dream hockey game, it appears to be. As Janko works down through. And the Scarlet Knights, again, just trying to close this out, and a historic win at that. The Scarlet Knights, barring a miracle, are really primed and will break the record with 18 wins for the most wins in a season in the history of this program. So just a great capper to the season for the Scarlet Knights, and just what a team they've been. Obviously, talk about moving down to D3, as a lot of teams got shuffled as we get a whistle. A lot of teams got shuffled around, and the Scarlet Knights took advantage and had their best season so far in the history of their program.
That is one way to have yourself a fantastic season.
Yeah. And a lot left to go as well.
Oh, yeah, a lot left to go. We have playoffs coming up quickly for this Rutgers squad, as well as their D1 team. We've mentioned it already a bunch before, but this Rutgers team has a lot of hockey left in them in this 24-25 season.
Plenty. And some of the teams they have to face, I mean, the big one we're looking at in terms of a matchup is Columbia.
And then when they get to nationals, it's going to be tough. Coastal Carolina could match up with them, could match up with FAU. Liberty is a big one
right now, and maybe a rematch with Rowan.
That would be something
if that ends up working out. Love to see that. See what that team will look like with Baysburg out there. 25 seconds left, so a lot to follow in D3 hockey. But in terms of this team, this is our final broadcast for them, unfortunately. So thank you to everybody involved with this D3 team. Head coach Tony Thomas, assistant coaches Ryan Glidden, Ryan Hilly, Michael Katz, all phenomenal putting this together. Thank you to everybody at Rutgers. We got 7 seconds left. But this D3 team has been fun to watch all season long. Corbin Divenuto gets the win. And the Scarlet Knights, the most wins in program history, as they defeat UMBC 9-4, 51 shots to 28. 2 goals for Pankey, 2 goals for Rieger, 2 goals for Vaisberg, goal from Zimmerman and Egan, and the Scarlet Knights make history with a lot of more history left to make for this season. Great work from the Scarlet Knights. Taps from Divenuto. Corbin Divenuto, it's been a pleasure to call your games. And what a send-off for the regular season for the Scarlet Knights. They hope to get a game tomorrow, but obviously snow and everything, and they'll just get to rest before the big game. But what a season it's been for the Scarlet Knights here on this Saturday night on senior night, sending the seniors out strong in this 9-4 win, Carollo.
What a win for Rutgers, and you said it all, John. What a win, 9-4 the final. Most wins in organization history. Just an all-around dominant performance. 2 shots only given up in that third period. Yep. Shut it down at the very end. And you can't really ask for much more here on senior night. Final home game of the 24-25 season for Rutgers. And like you said, thank you to everybody here at this organization for letting us broadcast their games. It's been such a fun year to broadcast, and we're hoping for another one next year.
Hope to be back again. And the final outing for Corbin Divenuto as he picks up a win on senior night, 5th win of the year. Aaron Rodriguez, you'd expect to start for the playoffs, but what a win for these guys. But, Carlo, any final thoughts here on this one?
Final thoughts, I would say, what a performance from Rutgers. Play like that, and you'll succeed in the playoffs. Besides a little bit of a speed wobble in the second period, but if you play like you did against a Rowan, a Stony Brook, the rest of the way they've played this year, you'll go far in the playoffs. That's what they need to do. That's what they want to do going into the playoffs. And if they can do it, they'll go far. They'll have a very good shot going into nationals.
We'll see if they get that matchup with Columbia and Brandon Avazov, who went over 100 points on the year.
It's just unreal.
So we'll see if they match up with them, but they get to chill out. They get to celebrate now on a 9-4 win on senior night. That'll do it. I'm John McCooch here on Breakout Sports Broadcast. We joined alongside Carlo Pascal. 9-4 win for the Scarlet Knights. Pick up another win on the year. But that'll do it, and we will see you another time.